For years, I wondered, all these people who come to my clinic, most of them seem like people who actually are very sensitive, very insight oriented, very willing to work upon themselves. So, if most of the humans who are coming to me are not really stubborn in seeking help and working upon themselves, then where is the mental health struggle coming from in the entire society? And one day the idea stumbled upon me, which is that most of the times, actually, people who are inflicting trauma on the people who are actually sensitive, inwardly driven, and willing to work on themselves are literally never ever seeking of help. As in the former category, which is inflicting trauma, is never ever seeking of help. They lack insight completely into how reckless, torturous, disdainful, bullying, intimidating kind of beings they can be. I've seen this pattern repeat itself in families. I've seen this pattern repeat itself in schools, colleges, offices. Oh, yes, office politics, corporate politics. So, it's sad that these sensitive humans who come to us, we tell them to work on their thoughts and feelings and cognitive distortions and try and work upon themselves and not see the world that they view it as, and that'll be the end of the problems. But actually, that won't be, because the trauma comes at the hand of other humans. Think about it. What causes you anxiety? Anxiety frameworks developed in us because they wanted to save us from storms, from animals, from harmful situations where we could potentially die. But ever since we've moved indoors and we live in homes and we don't really have much encounter with really bad weather situations or really horrendous wild animals who could devour us, what do these anxiety frameworks do then? They get activated by people which are perceived by our brain as dangerous. And how are people dangerous? Well, most of the times they are not really out there to kill us, but often they are there to kill our soul, kill our dignity, kill our self-respect, kill our belief in ourselves, and kill our worldview, and kill our perception, and constantly trample upon what our drives are, what our dreams are, what we are made of, what our consistency is, what our temperament is, and God forbid if it is at loggerheads with those humans, you know what's going to happen to you. And so anxiety doesn't come from your cognitive distortions. Often actually it comes from all the trauma that you have internalized by the comments of people, comparison of people, how they've put you down, how they've told you you're not enough, how they've told you you're not quite delivering on the parameters they want you to deliver on, whether it's a teacher, whether it's an old friend, whether it's an old bully from school, whether it's a boss, whether it's a colleague, whether it's society who tells you look a certain way, feel a certain way, are not quite useful for in a certain way as they would want you to be useful in, because you don't fulfill the criteria they have in their head for your role in making their life easy. Anxiety is a very good model to understand that trauma doesn't just come from your own cognitive distortions. It may then set off a cascade event to get you in those loops and frameworks from where it'll be very difficult for you to drag yourself out. But in the first place, other humans give you trauma. That's the simplistic take, as simplistic as it might seem.